we are officially in smartphone season for 2020, and for this season I'll be kicking it off with the Gionee M11, which is a pretty interesting device because for a while now Gionee hasn't released any phone, and they've come out with the M11, and I'm going to be giving you all the pros, cons, and every single detail that you could possibly want to know about this device. Now, some of you may be coming here for the first time. Now, thanks for coming and thanks for watching. And it will be awesome if you could smash that like button and also hit the subscribe button to be a part of the channel. Let's get started. So first things first, let's get the specifications of this phone out of the way. You've got a phone that sports a 6.3 Full HD Plus display. It's an IPS LCD panel and it's capped at 2340 by 1080 pixels. You've got a phone rocking 4000 mAh battery. It sports 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of internal storage, which is expandable to 256 GB using a micro SD card. This is a phone running on Android 9, and it's got Gionee's Smart UI running on Android 9. You've also got a phone that sports a fingerprint reader to the back and also supports face unlock using the front-facing camera. Now, that front-facing camera is a 13 megapixel AI selfie camera, and you've got a setup of 2 cameras behind this phone, and it's comprising of a 16 megapixel main camera and a 5 megapixel depth sensing camera. Now, this phone is interesting because it falls somewhere between entry level and mid-range, meaning it's not too expensive. And if you'd like to know the price, I'll leave it up here. It goes for 43,900 Naira, which is quite affordable for a phone of this range. Now, in terms of the processor, this phone is running on the MediaTek 6763 processor and the Mali G71 GPU, which are quite decent, but I find that this is the only thing that I am a bit disappointed with in this device. That processor isn't very powerful, but that's not to say that this phone is not capable. This phone runs everything I've thrown at it, and I'm pretty much impressed. I've been using it for the past week, and I can say that it's a really good phone. So let's really dive in to find out what's great about the Gionee M11. So we're going to be talking about the pros of this device, and I'll be starting with the build quality. Build quality here feels absolutely great. It's got glass in front and glass in back. I'll put up what kind of glass it is on your screen right now, and you've got plastic sides, but that doesn't take anything away from this device. It feels very good, feels very compact in the hand besides that large screen, and it's something that you'll be able to use one-handedly without any problem. I've been using it for the past 1 week and it's absolutely very comfortable. The next pro here is that display. It's a 6.3-inch Full HD IPS LCD panel. And I like to say this, the bridge, or the gap rather, between IPS LCD panels and AMOLED panels, it's really shrinking. I mean, we're getting to that point where display quality with IPS LCDs are really good. The picture quality on this display is absolutely stunning. Videos look very good, very decent. The blacks in here are really deep, maybe not as deep as what you have on the AMOLEDs, but really deep nonetheless. And videos look very good. Viewing angles are great, and that color calibration just works out well. Now, the third pro is pairing this screen with a 4000 mAh battery, and then you have battery heaven. I mean, this device takes me a day of use without any problem. And when I'm about to go to bed at night, I have just about 15 to 20% of battery life left, which is stellar in my opinion. And if I must say, I use this device a lot throughout the day. So battery life here is the third pro. Very good battery life. You've got a 4000 mAh battery in this one. Now, the fourth and final pro for this device is the fact that it's got an expandable storage. Now, you've only got 64 GB of inbuilt storage, which is kind of a bummer for me, but the fact that they included a micro SD card slot for you to expand up to 256 GB is a good deal for me. So if you'd like to pick this device up knowing that it has only 64 gigabytes of internal storage, you're lucky. You can expand this to 256 gigabytes using the micro SD card. Now let's talk about some of the cons that I found with this device. And my number one con with this device is just simply that chip. So not that that chip is bad or anything, it's just that the chip is just a tad bit slow for my liking. Apps open in about a second and a half. Using much bigger phones or much faster phones, you can't help but notice this. Now, if this is your only phone, I can bet you that you wouldn't even notice that. App open times here are decent, but for me, it's just a bit too slow. It's a MediaTek 6763 processor and it's got a Mali G71 GPU in here. In terms of gameplay here is decent. Again, nothing too intensive. If you're playing 3D games, just keep your settings at medium and you'll be absolutely fine. So that's about it really for the cons of this device. Every other thing here works great. The fingerprint scanner here works really fast. Face unlock works decently in well-lit environments, and everything here really works. Let's talk about the camera. So talking about the camera on the Gionee M11, that front-facing camera is a 13 megapixel AI selfie camera, and it's a very decent camera. Taking pictures with this camera looked really good, especially when you're in well-lit environments. Pictures come out looking very decent. You've got a beauty mode as well in that front-facing camera, which I don't want to ever use again because it does too much smoothing on my face. You've also got a video mode in the front-facing camera which shoots at a max of 1080p, and video quality looks okay as you can see right now. So this is a test video with a front-facing camera of the Gionee M11. Looks good. Very low light situation here, but I've got a softbox directly in front of me, but looks good, and I'm recording at 1080p at the moment. Flipping over to the rear of this device, you have a dual camera setup comprising of a 16 megapixel main and a 5 megapixel secondary camera on the Gionee M11. Now that 16 megapixel main camera looks good. I mean, the quality is decent. Again, it's all about having a lot of light in wherever you're shooting to get really good results. But when you find yourself in low light situations, the quality drops. You have quite a bit of noise in your pictures, but mostly the pictures are still usable. Now, this is for people who just want casual shooting on the go, who want really decent pictures to share on social media. If that's for you, then the cameras on the Gionee M11 are really okay for everyday shooting. So in conclusion, the Gionee M11 is a really decent smartphone. You're getting a smartphone with a 6.3-inch full HD display, 4000 mAh battery, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigabytes of internal storage. It's got a Mali G71 GPU and a MediaTek 6763 processor. All of this in this package. You got a fingerprint sensor right there at the back. You've got face unlock in here, running on Android 9 as well, with a very smooth and decent UI in here. So everything in here just speaks to me that you are getting value for your money if you choose to go for this device. So when next you want to purchase your next smartphone, you should definitely consider taking a look at the Gionee M11 and see if it's for you or not. So guys, thanks for watching this one. If you have any questions on the Gionee M11, you can leave them in the comment section down below. If you also need to know more about this device, you can ask all your questions on my social media handles. It's at Henry Neo on Twitter and on Instagram and also on Facebook. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.